The beautiful couple walked down the royal stairs, holding hands. As they come down and greet the people, the handsome and eternal man took the mic and started to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very grateful to you all for your appearance here in Royal Hall. I am happy to see you all happy in my happiest day of life. He said, as everyone clapped. But there was a man who was not much happy for them, and there were regrets in his eyes. Stop, Kim Jong Kook, a lady in her mid 60s, said this. She came forward and glared at the precious pregnant woman who looked at her, being confused. Jungkook, what happened, Mom? He said with narrowed eyes. Mrs. Kim, this child is not yours, she said as the whole hall gasped, including the pregnant woman. Jungkook, what are you even saying, Mom? Mrs. Kim, you know, last week I told you to do fertility test. She asked as the man nodded. Mrs. Kim, yeah, and Dr. Lee just emailed me the reports. Here, she said, showing him the reports. His eyes widened, seeing he can't bear that. He looked at his mom for a second and then at his 7 months pregnant wife. He glared at her, but she nodded as her head as no. Tears were clearly visible in her eyes, tears of sorrow, of her own family called her characterless, also in in front of tons of people. Jungkook, what is this, Ryan? Ryan, I don't know, Jong. I did not do anything. This this child is yours. I don't know what mom is saying, she said as she looked at her mother in law in disbelief, but she just smiled at her. Mrs. Kim, you know, Cook, Dr. Lee is our family doctor. Why would she gives us false report? She has nothing to do with you. She just done her job only because of increasing your harmful hormonal imbalance. I told you to do the test, and it came out. You can't be a dad. Mrs. Kim, so it's clear that this child is not yours. Ask her. With whom? She slapped. Ask her. He becomes shocked, hearing his mom's words, then looked at his wife furiously. Jungkook, whose child is this? YN? He asked, but she looked at him in disbelief. YN? You don't believe me, Jung? Seriously? Is this how a relationship works when you don't even believe your life partner? She asked in pure disbelief, and her heart clenched, knowing that the person whom she gave her whole life questions her character in front of hall full of people. Jungkook, answer my damn question, he shouted. Now all the people present there looked at her with disgust in their eyes, seeing all the drama. Vian, no, Jungkook, it's your child. I swear, I did not do anything. Believe me, we we can do your fertility test again. Yeah, we will go to Dr. Hong, top doctor of Seoul, and he will give the result after an hour of test. Yes, let's go. She said with heavy breathing and trembling voice, as she doesn't want her husband to think something like this, and she doesn't believe in her mother-in-law because she knows it's her new trick to get her kicked out of Guk's life. She holds his arm and tried to take him with her to the doctor, but Mrs. Kim stopped them. Mrs. Kim, what do you think? Our family doctor lied? She said angrily, looking at her. Mrs. Kim, or do you think I am lying here? Huh? Ryan, yes, yes, mom. I don't know about you, but Dr. Liu is lying. This can't be happen. If he is infertile, then how come I get pregnant, huh? She asked, on the verge of crying, but she wanted to be strong in this situation. But her pregnancy hormones makes it difficult for her. Mrs. Kim, so do you think we will believe you? And give me a damn reason why would Dr. Lee will lie only about this? She shouted at her. Mrs. Kim just told us who is the father of this child. Whom did you? Ryan, stop it, Mom. I respect you, but I won't hear anything about my correct. She shouted, but her husband didn't let her complete her sentence and slapped her hard. Jong, shut up. I said you shut up, she said as he holds her cheeks tightly and speak in a threatening way. Young, now you got the guts to shout at my mom in front of a lot of people, huh? How dare you? And if you don't tell me who's the father of this dirty child, then I will just finish this, he said as he was about to kick her baby bum. But suddenly a man punched him hard, making him fall on the ground. Whole hall gasped, seeing Gug's elder brother beating him. Mrs. Kim, what are you doing, Taehyung? Leave him, she said, making him move away from Gug. Mrs. Kim, what are you trying to do? Killing your own brother? Taeyong, and what is he trying to do? Killing his own child? How can you? Gug, that kid isn't mine, he shouted. Tai, even if it's not yours, still, you don't have to do this. That's just an innocent child. Gug, ask her. Let me ask her who's the father of that child. Whom did she whom did she use for her behind my back? Let me ask this. He said as he tried to get close to her, but I stopped him. Tai, stop, Cook. Come back into your senses. Stop it, please. Cook, no, Hyung, get away. Let me ask her. I loved her wholeheartedly, and she gave me this in return. Tell me, you. Who is the. Tell me, he said as he pushed Tai away harshly and get close to Ryan and slapped her hard again, then holds her hair harshly. Tai's eyes widened, seeing this. He pushed Guk away from her, seeing her condition. Tai, I am the father of hers, he shouted as he slapped at Cook. All the people gasped again, hearing the news, including Ryan. She couldn't believe what this man is saying. Cook looked at Tai with betrayal in his eyes. Mrs. Kim, this girl must have my child to do this. I trust my Tai. He couldn't do this to his own sister in law. Only this girl manipulated him too. she said with disgust in her eyes. Ryan's condition was getting worse now. She moved her head as though in complete surprise that why Ty is saying this when they did nothing. Why is he proving her characterless? Why is he lying? Ryan, why? Why are you lying? What did I do to you to lie about me? She said as she shouted at him, holding his collar. But Guk pushed her away from Ty and said, Guk, I didn't thought you would scope so low, Ryan. You will my own brother, he said as he walked away from there, wiping his tears. Mrs. Kim looked at Ryan with disgust and said, Mrs. Kim, the party is over now. Everyone can leave, she said. She also left the hall, running behind her younger son. Everyone left the hall, only Ty and Ryan left there. Ryan fell on her knees, crying, thinking of what sin she had done that she got this. Ty smiled a little, looking down, then moved towards the cake and cut it a little to know the gender of the baby. The cake was pink from inside, means it's baby girl. He smiled, but it faded away when he looked at Ryan, who was laying on floor unconscious. Ty, Ryan, he ran towards her. He patted her cheek to make her conscious, but it failed. His heart beat fastened. Seeing her condition, he picked her up in bridal style and ran towards his car. He take her to the doctor, Mr. Huang. After the checkup, the doctor said she has taken stress and her pregnancy hormones make it worse. That's why she became unconscious. Take care of her and keep her away from the stress. Ty was now sitting on the stool near bed, holding her hand. He was looking at her, admiring her beauty, but his mind was somewhere else. Ty just got to know who did this to us, who played this mystery game. And Cook, he also didn't done good. He's just like that Umma's boy. What Umma will say, he will do. He can't use his brain, his sense, in front of Umma. He thought, but suddenly his phone rang. He picked up the phone immediately. Tai, okay, thanks for the information. I will call you later. He said and cut out the call. But now his eyes were red with anger. He was so much angry as he got to know the person who is behind all of this. Die. This. She will beat that now. He said as he was about to get up, but Ryan started to move in her sleep. Ryan, no, Cook, I didn't do anything, I swear, she said as she got up and sat on the bed with eyes wide awake. He quickly holds her hands. Die. Hey, nothing happened. I am here. Nothing happened. Ryan, why are you here? Where is Magog? Why did you lie in front of Cook when we did not done anything, huh? Why did you do this? She said, as she was now hitting him lightly, couldn't go with the shock. Ty holds her hands gently. Ty, calm down, love. He didn't deserve you, not your child. Handle yourself. Ryan, how could you accept me to handle myself? After all of this, they called me characterless, and also my own husband didn't believe me. Time, okay, calm down. You're this stress will kill our child. Calm down. I'm here with you. I won't let anything happen to you. He said, holding her both cheeks. Ryan looked at his eyes, but don't know why she wants to believe him, wants him to stay by her side. Ryan, our child? What do you mean by that, huh? We have nothing between us. Then why are you saying this? She panicked, asking him questions, thinking negative. Ty closed his eyes, knowing he had to tell her the truth and handle her, but it was hard for him. Hey, Ryan, listen to me clearly, okay? You don't need to take stress. Hi, Ryan. It took birthday night when you slept her being drunk that Sarah put in my drink and then intentionally locked me in your room. Flashback. Sarah, baby, wait here. I will come in a moment. Die. She did not let him complete his sentence, and that from there he started to feel hot. Die, boo. Why the hell? I'm feeling hot. I think I have mistakenly had a drink which contains Ty, let's go out to have fresh air, or I will go to my room to take a bath. He came out in garden but still his condition was getting worse because he was getting given high dose of. He quickly came to his room, but to his surprise, his room was locked from inside. Die now. Who the hell locked my room? Yeah, whoever is inside my room, open the door and get the out of my room now. He shouted from outside, but nobody opened. He continued to bang the door, but nothing happened. Sarah, oh, Ty, you are here. I was finding you down. What happened? You look tense. Ty, you don't know who the is inside my room, and he even locked the door. He said angrily yet coldly. Sarah, oh, I think it's Uncle Wang. Actually, his health was not good, so Amma sent to go and sleep at room on second floor. But I guess he slept in your room. Die. Now where the I will sleep. Let me ask Amma. He said angrily, was about to go, but Sarah stopped him. Sarah and Di had already slept after taking her medicines. Please don't disturb her. Let's go to my room. You can stay there. After all, I'm your fiance. Di, no need. I was in a guest room, he said coolly after snatching his arm back from her. Sarah, no, the guest room are full with the guests. You can't stay there. Now the last option is my room. If you don't want to share bed with me, it's okay. I will sleep on couch. She said, but I things for some time, then get aggravated. They came to the room. The room was full dark. I wanna use washroom. Sarah, okay. Her phone started to ring. Sarah, Di, you go use the restroom. Let me attend this call, she said, and goes out of the room. She came out and locked the door, then left. Ty takes off his shirt completely and was about to go to the washroom, but suddenly a pair of soft hands grabbed his. Ty got startled. He looked down and saw his sister-in-law, his stomach. He got shocked and pushed her slightly. Why and Gook, what happened? Come, baby. I wanna eat you now. Don't make me wait. She said in a drunken way and pushed him on the bed. She started to give him open. Ty wanted to push her, but the dogs were making it worse, and in the end, he gave up, and both ended up doing that. End of flashback. Ty. I'm really sorry, Ryan. Ryan was now crying, listening to the darkest reality. Ryan, I got pregnant with my husband's brother, baby. How could I? She said as she cried more. Ty got up and hugged her. Ty, stop crying, Ryan. Cook does not deserve you. If you take this advice, then it will kill our baby. Ty, you wanna kill our baby, hmm? He asked, holding her cheeks. She nodded as no. Ty, then stop crying. Why? I'm sorry. Force myself on you. I'm really sorry. I can't even forgive myself. She said and started to cry more hardly. Ty, love is not your mistake either. You did that thinking me as cook. It's that Sarah's plan to do all of this and to separate you and Gook. Ryan looked at him stunned. Ryan, how do you know? I asked one of my men to investigate on this, and he just told me that Gook was had to listen to you before taking any action, but he slapped you in front of all guests also twice. Time. I'm really sorry from his side. Also, Ryan just lay there blankly staring at ceiling after knowing what happened to her, and it was also not fully Ty's and Brooke's fault. It was her fault also, but she was angry at Sarah. Next day, Ryan got discharged. After making her sleep, Ty came to his mom's mansion. Sarah, Mrs. Kim, Sarah, you did great. Your plan works as we wanted it to do. I am so happy. Sarah, yeah, mom, now I will marry Jong and aunt's all property would be mine. Mrs. Kim, of course, my daughter, her all property is yours. After getting the property, kick Jong out of here. Can't handle the dumb broth anymore. Sarah, yeah, I will, but I am happy that he believed you rather than his wife. Mrs. Kim, how could not he believe me? I had known that from too long he can't be that even before his marriage. But if he got to know this before, then he would have adopted kids rather than marrying any other woman and leaving Ryan cause he loves her a lot. Mrs. Kim, but it's only way left to make them apart. They hugged each other in happiness. Sarah, Mom, you are just a player. Now I get how you kill on Myung and taken her place here as Myung. Mrs. Kim, of course, that had everything. I was left out because I married your dad, and he also left me after knowing I'm pregnant. But now everything is ours. Ty's eyes widened, hearing her. He knows that his mom has a twin sister, but he did not saw her in his whole life as he was abroad, and now got to know his aunt, his mom. He immediately sent it the recording which he had on when he came here and sent it to his best friend officer, and in no time they came there. Jungkook also came after hearing the noises and got to know that in separating Wyan and Jong, there was Mrs. Kim's. Their aunt had included her daughter and also they both his mom. He was furious at them. But he was more sad at his misery, which he created at his own. He wanted to ask forgiveness from Wyan, but he did not got the guts, and Tai told him clearly that he won't let him take her again as he had hurted her a lot already. They both cried, hugging each other after knowing about their mom, and now Chong signed the divorce papers, which Wyan told Tai to make. Time came back, mentioned, and got to know from the maids that Wyan already had her dinner, and now sleeping, he came to his room and again cried as he remembered his mom. He had noticed the change in behavior of Mrs. Kim, but thought that it's natural or maybe cause of her sickness, but didn't know after the death of his father, his aunt, whom he doesn't met before, would do something like this. Ryan and Cook both got divorced, and Jong is now dating someone. He moved on after 2 months of divorce and thought to be in relationship again on which he would trust the person more than himself. But still, Ryan said she wanted time and she just could not accept it. And it took 2 months for Ryan to get this to clear her mind, but still she was not able to forgive Jong, as there was not much mistake from her side, because she herself was given doses. After an year, I came back from home, saw his little princess running towards him on her knees, crawling. Seeing her daddy back makes her happy. Tai picks her up and gives her kisses to her whole face. That my princess is still awake, he said as the kid smiles and giggles. Then he asked the maid if the kid had her food, and the maid responded with a yes. Then Tai makes her fall asleep and goes inside his room. But got shocked when suddenly someone pins him to the wall. Tai, Ryan, what happened? His eyes widened, seeing her in red nightie, already looking hot. Ryan, how am I looking? Tai, as hell, he said as he pulls her towards him, holding her. Ryan, only for you, baby, she said as they both kissed. Author. Then they did not do anything. Slap, trust me. Actually, Ryan was not able to accept that as it was hard for her because she loves Chong wholeheartedly. But what he did, and after all this, Dad did not let her go away with his child, saying he had rights. Then it was compulsion for her to stay with him, and eventually he made her fall for him. They got married 3 months ago, and today was Ty's birthday, which they are celebrating now.